All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakadash. Double honors to the Apostle of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect, Bishop, elders, and brothers of GMS. Shalom unto you. This is the book of Ephesians 5 and 15. It says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." We have to definitely pay attention to everything and understand that as well that we are under a spiritual attack. I'm speaking from experience. We are definitely in a spiritual warfare, and that's why we have to pay attention to everything, especially the videos that we watch, because majority of them right now are AI generated. They are fake, and these videos also will deceive you if you're not paying attention spiritually, right? Because we're under a warfare, and we only will be able to discern what's real from fake when we're looking through a spiritual, when we're looking with a spiritual eye. And that's why we have to try our best to stay within the this stay within the border, stay within our spiritual border within Yahweh Hashem Yeshai, and pray daily, because this war is getting, the spiritual war is getting very intense. Yeah, it's getting very intense. So that is why the scripture say we have to um pay more attention than ever. So read Ephesians again. Ephesians 5 and 15. It says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. So you can't be a fool out here. You have to try your best to be wise. It says, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. So you have to pay attention to the time that we're living in, because we are living in some evil time. That is why the world getting so bad right now. No one having love for no one, because we are in the end times. We are in some evil time. It says, therefore be not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. So you need to know what the will of the Lord is. And the will of the Lord is to redeem back his people, give us the kingdom, right, in righteousness, where we no longer have to work anymore. We no longer feel no pain. We no longer lie, kill, steal. You understand? We're going to receive a righteous kingdom. No more pain, no more suffering, no more 9 to 5, right? No more evil thoughts. And we're going to also inherit these so-called white people as our slave, right? So that's the will of the Lord. So don't think you can pray for this place to get better, because that would be a vain prayer. The Lord not going to hear that. So you have to know the will of the Lord, right? And that is why in the book of again, Proverbs, that is why we have to hide ourselves. I think it's Proverbs 22. We have to hide ourselves. Yeah. This is Proverbs 22:3. It says, a prudent man forsake the evil and hide it himself, but the simple pass on and punish. So you cannot be simple minded. You have to hide yourself within these words, because to the way how things are heat up, right? Your only option is to hide yourself within these words, because it doesn't matter how much training you did. It doesn't matter how much ammo you have, that not going to save you within this time, because we're in the beginning of Jacob trouble. We're in the beginning of World War III, right? And we need spiritual power, because without 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 the protection of Yahweh Shemeshai, you're going to fall. You're going to get so weak where you receive that mark of the beast, because you won't be able to feed yourself, right? And you never serve Yahweh Shemeshai. You never do nothing at all, right? You take it for granted. You're going to be just like the time in Noah, when that door closed, and that's something that you don't want. That's why the scripture tell you that a prudent man forsake the evil. So you being prudent, you're paying attention, and you hear about these evil, you take it serious, and you hide yourself within these scripture. You try your best not to you try your best to avoid sins, right? You flee from it the best of your ability. That is you hiding yourself, right? You cannot be a fool and fall for everything, fall for Satan devices, right? So hide yourself, seek Yahweh Hashem Yerashai. Be prudent, because the days are evil. I'm telling you. So hopefully this lesson was edifying. I praise Yahweh Hashem Yerashai. Shalom.